Welcome to the latest Motley Fool scoreboard. I'm on Chocolate Balloon. We've got longtime fools, Lou Whiteman and Rick Menares, giving a 1 to 10 rating to literally the Pfizer for pets and a top 50 Moneyball database stock. It's Zoetis, ticker symbol ZTS. First, we'll rate the strength of Zoetis' business, including factors like industry and competition. A 10 is invincible. A 1 is hopeless. Both of you have 7s, Rick.
Yeah, so Zoetis provides animal health medicines, vaccines, and diagnostic tools for pets and livestock. It's a steady business, but outside of 2021, when we were all spoiling our new pandemic pets, it's been a decade of single-digit revenue growth. It also faces competition across many, if not most, of its offerings.
Yeah, same scores, same thoughts. Well-rounded franchise. As a pet owner, I will not ever question what we're willing to spend on our pets, but the business is what it is. There's only so much growth. There's competition. So solid 7.
And I do say it's the Pfizer of pet medicine because it spun out of Pfizer. Let's talk about management. A 10 is Warren Buffett. A 1 is Homer Simpson. Lose at a 7. Rick, you're higher at an 8.
Yeah, so Kristen Peek has been at Zoetis for 13 years. She's been CEO since January 2020. This is just 2 months before the pandemic. Had a lot of us adopting dogs and cats to get us through the shelter-in-place era. She has an 88% CEO approval rating on Glassdoor. It's funny you mentioned Pfizer, Anand, because that's where she came from. She was an executive there before she came to Zoetis. I think she's the right person for the job, but I knocked off a couple points for being at the helm when the EU regulators accused Zoetis last year of getting in the way of a rival dog pain medicine.
Yeah, there was that. But I honestly think they did a pretty good job navigating through that little bit of pain controversy pretty well. Steady handed to wheel. We said a solid business, and a solid business just needs a good, steady operator. As you say, Rick, she was a Pfizer employee before she was CEO, so she's been there a long time. She's got a team that's kind of come up with her. I think this is just the management team you want for this type of business.
For financials, a 10 is a fortress. A 1 is yikes. Lose at a 6. Rick, you're at a 5.
Yeah, so there's more debt than cash on its balance sheet, but it's profitable and comfortable enough to put out a low dividend. Low single-digit sales growth is the default setting here, and that is with at least one acquisition a year padding results. So not necessarily very exciting on its own, but it's doing all right.
Yeah, I'm at a 6 because, this is just glass half full, slightly. This was slightly more than full. Rick mentioned the balance sheet, 6x debt to cash. That's not great, but it's manageable. 4% revenue growth is not great, but it's fine. They did raise full year guidance in the last quarter, so they did sort of imply there's some momentum. I'm leaning into that, so I'm hoping that maybe if we do this time next year, that maybe the financial score is a little better. But for now, based on what it is just plain fine.
Lou, let's move on to valuation. How well will Zoetis' stock do over the next 5 years, and how safe is it? 10's a sure thing, 1's a lottery ticket.
So this is when I'm going to kind of lean in and hope that momentum they were seeing really occurs. I mentioned before, too, they had an issue with some pain drugs. The stock, I don't think the stock is getting back to, like Rick said, the COVID highs where we all just went out and got all the pets in the world. But it is down 23% over the last year, which kind of coincided with that pain medication issue. I think if they're seeing momentum in sales, if we can move past that one-time thing, I think this can be a mild market beater. I went optimistic 10 to 15%. Safety score, I'm only at a 6 because, as we saw last year, there are risks, and there's a lot of hope in my projection here. I'll concede.
So I went a little more cautious here. I'm going with a 0% to 5% annualized revenue growth. Safety score is 6. The stock isn't cheap. It's more than 25 times trailing earnings, which isn't a bad multiple for a tech stock, but not for one that's organic growth is in the low single digits. Analysts see earnings growing faster than revenue in the coming years, and that's nice. But it may not be enough to beat the market. And my safety score is just because, hey, this is a company that's not going to go away anytime soon.
Bottom line here on it, I think, is this is a very good boy, but not best in show.
Nice. Thanks to Lou and to Rick. They've given Zoetis an overall score of 6.3 out of 10. This is a stock that's always kind of a little on my watch list. Sounds like it's not quite ready yet for me to buy in. Look out for a new scoreboard every market day at 7 p.m. Eastern. Next up is AirCap Holdings. Till then, Fool on.
I will say this too. I'm bullish on Zoetis because the flea and tick thing. I mean, do you remember those old days when just the greasy back that dogs had for a week and it would get all over everything like with a gun?
Yeah.
The pill that we give my dog once monthly to eliminate all of that, and that costs, I think, $300,000 a pill. I might be a little off there, but it feels like it when I pay for it. But gosh, it's worth it.